Well, thank you for taking time out to talk with me today. So, I first want to ask, what drives your passion for art, for your love of art?
Well, a big part of it started when I was small. I have a visual impairment, and interestingly enough, I wanted to it started by wanting to show people how my eyes see the world. And Because I think at a young age, I started realizing that like not everybody visually even sees things the same way that I do. So I was like, oh, well, this is kind of the way, like, because I don't really see three-dimensionally. So like I wanted to show people, I see the world kind of, in flat compared to the way that most people do, like two-dimensionally. So
That would also be an inspiration behind the art. So, how does your process work? Where do you go about starting to create your pieces?
Well, I think a lot of it too gets sparked with I have synesthesia, so like automatically when I turn on music, I get like colors and things associated with the sound.
That's cool.
So it kind of sparks that, turning on music is kind of like a switch for me in that way.
I always heard about that. I always thought to myself, to be able to hear music and see a color and move forward from that is very just interesting to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's another thing you don't realize till you're a little older when you're small that not everybody, experiences that in the same, in a similar manner. So, yeah.
Makes sense. So, what pieces are you currently working on now?
Well, I'm gonna be in a women's show at Mothership Gallery, Mothership Alumni. It's downtown. So I'm working on finalizing one of those pieces for that, which I feel is a super important show because, just to bring focus and women in focus, the topic of women in a show is, I think an important thing.
When it comes to being that you live here in New Mexico, do you take any kind of inspiration from where you live when it comes to your work?
I grew up in Santa Fe, and part of my earliest memories were walking down Canyon Road with my parents, and they like took me into the galleries, and I would see a lot of New Mexico themed art, meaning, like the landscape and, cultural things. And so that like had an impact on me just seeing those. But interestingly, stylistically, I kind of don't include any of those themes in my work, even though they are an inspiration and like especially early on. I kind of but they do like drive my earliest intentions, with making art as well.
So, where can people learn more about you and your art?
I am on Instagram. My handle is the Stephanie Galloway. And so I post my artwork there quite a bit. And I just, too, like just like word of mouth with people too. I do the old fashioned way where I just like to go out and meet people and, and just, get to interact with people outside.
Stephanie, thank you again for joining me this morning to talk more about your work. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You have a great day.